Pokemon game Shutdown.
Happy Friday. Let's get right back to work. But before I get into today's video,
is a quick video,
I would ask if you missed yesterday's video, the thankful video, please check it out. I'm going to leave it in the link that, in the description below or in the pinned comment.
I'll have to look at that thing.
We're working to raise money for Toys for Tots. We're at close to 6,000 already. I haven't updated that, but the next video you see today, that will be updated. So please do that. Important cause.
If you give them toys, their cancer will go
Pokemon
away.
had a game shutdown due to loot boxes. That's right.
That's a little far.
Now, this has been a story I've been following in countries over in Europe as they define loot boxes as gambling, and you better be sure that companies like Ubisoft and EA are watching the situation very closely. Now, I don't know how many of you have played this game, but Pokemon Duels was shut down in the Netherlands. You saw here,
who the fuck still plays
end
Pokemon?
of service announcement. Thank you for playing Pokemon Duel. Many players have enjoyed Pokemon Duel since the English version became available January of 2017. But we are sorry to inform you that from 2:59 on January 10th, 2019, the game will no longer be playable in the Netherlands. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for playing Pokemon Duel, and we hope you enjoyed your time with the game. From 2:59 CET on December 10, 2018,
so they shut
it will
down
no longer be possible to purchase paid items in games such as gems. You can continue using gems until the end of service on January 10th. This goes right along with the report that gambling is at an all-time high. You can see back in April, we saw Eurogamer reporting on the Netherlands declaring some loot boxes as gambling. We saw the NBA 2K series emailing their customers, begging them to email their government. What does this all mean?
Oh, no.
Well, it's a very big deal. I'm going to pull up the other article here. Here is a recent report done by the Gambling Commission. The number of problem gamblers between the age 11 and 16 has reached 55,000, with a further 70,000 at risk and 450,000 children said to bet regularly. These findings noted that close to 1 million young people have been exposed through loot boxes in video games. Loot boxes are a stash of mystery in-game items, tempting players with the possibility that any of the crates could buy something of huge value. In the case of the game FIFA 19, they are trading card style packets that can be bought with either real money or digital currency earned by playing. According to Eurogamer, the most expensive gold packs cost about $1.20 in real money, but only gives 4.5% chance of securing one of the best players in the game. We see more and more countries like Belgium and the Netherlands have deemed the loot boxes as gambling. In April, the Belgian Gaming Commission found that FIFA 18 and Overwatch were among those in violation of gambling laws and were therefore illegal if the loot boxes were not removed. Belgian Justice Minister Koen Greens at the time said, "It's often children who come into contact with such systems, and we cannot allow that." So we don't really know the exact specifications that the government is using to determine whether or not a game with in-game purchases like loot boxes is gambling or whether it isn't. The situation certainly seems rife for some bad behavior by big companies backing certain politicians that are favorable in their view of loot boxes. We'll have to wait and see. But there is no doubt in my mind that the expansion around the way the government looks at loot boxes is inevitable, and more countries will continue to outlaw them. Now, will this get to the United States? It's tough to say. Things move more slowly here, and the way gambling is already ingrained in our culture, it's hard to say, but certainly companies will be looking at this because it is a free-to-play game set on these predatory microtransactions, and without them,
The game is simply
would
not
that game
profitable.
even
They had to
exist?
shut
We
it
see
down.
them deciding, hey, Pokemon Duel just isn't worth it. It's a little bit of an older game. But you can rest assured that companies are looking at this, and as more countries, developers, and as more countries outside of, let's say, Belgium and the Netherlands get on board, and I guarantee they will game developers actually change their behavior? Will this mean fewer free-to-play games?
It's
hard to know,
probably,
but I guess this is what happens when you get too greedy. The government looks at that, in my opinion, and says, hey, we should be getting a chunk of that. We should be taxing it. Oh, wait, we can't tax child gambling. That would be weird. So then
they make it against the
law. It has to go away, much like the way online poker did in most of the United States. I'm going to guess that if you say online poker isn't okay, then games that explicitly survive on these type of loot boxes, or if they're pay to win, then they're going to be banned. So this is going to be an interesting story to watch for the rest of this year and into 2019. I hope you enjoyed this update. Please remember to check out yesterday's video. We'll talk to you again real soon.
So the game literally is not profitable unless you have microtransactions that cater mostly to kids.